if this actually goes. It should tell me in my chat room, hopefully. Well, if not, the chat will actually tell us when we're live, that's for sure. There we go. Now we should actually be live. Hopefully. Can anybody hear us?
Testing.
Testing 47289.
8675 309.
Actually, you know what we should have done was open with that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, you're showing your age.
Well, everything about me shows my age at this point. Why shouldn't my voice do it? Awesome, we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome into the actual return of BOILeR. Boy, I never thought I'd utter those words. I'm not gonna lie, I never thought I would utter those words. But it's that time.
I never thought I would hear it again.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't think most people really thought this was ever going to be a thing again. But welcome in, guys. Yeah. The impossible has happened. We're actually back. So, on that note, that other voice that you hear, going to pop on our quote-unquote AFK screen just because this is updated. But that other voice you're hearing right now is Mr. Slackaholicus, also here on Twitter, also from here on Twitch. Used to be part of BOILeR Season 2, if you might happen to remember. So everybody give him a warm welcome if you would.
Bonjour.
He just got done doing a couple runs himself, and I gotta say, like, quite honestly, I'm kind of, I gotta imagine a lot of people are pretty happy he's not racing this time. I'm not lying, like, you had some pretty decently quick runs there, so.
I'd say, I heard Problems has said that he's averaging around 15 minutes, and I feel like that's what I've been pulling to. I feel like that's what we're going to see out of some of the better races here.
I certainly hope so, because that was kind of my original intention with the rule set, which, by the way, we'll get to that in a little bit here. But nonetheless, we'll get to all that stuff, and I wanted to keep it somewhere around about the 10-15 minute mark, hoping that would happen. It's probably going to go like 20 on a few, because let's be real here, we've all raced.
There are going to be some rough seeds for people that are definitely going to be closer to the 15 to 20 mark. I don't really see, unless we get some real bad rough runs, I don't see too many of them going over 20 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think unless we get, like, we've seen a few when we did the practice runs where the RNG just goes absolutely horrible, I'd like to point out, where it's going to happen. Let's just be honest. Yeah. And, you know, it's inevitable, but, you know, it's one of those things. I wanted to keep it within a certain kind of time frame, if you will. And we'll get into the rules here in a second, but I also feel like I'm kind of leaving somebody out. I did say we, and we do actually have a special co-host tonight as well. So another big warm welcome if you guys would. He has actually not taken any part in BOILeR, but does actually do speedruns of Isaac. I'm sure at this point you guys have caught on to who it is, because I've totally leaked this accidentally, but whatever. It's BrainTM. How you doing, sir? Welcome in.
Hello. Leaked this accidentally, you say?
Yeah, I accidentally kind of slipped that it was you that was going to be co-hosting with us earlier and didn't realize I did it and was like, oh, that was instinctual, and just kind of put your name in a tweet. So I got rid of it, but people were like, oh, cool, Brain's co-hosting? Like, shoot, no, yes.
No one said it was a secret.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Exactly, and it's like, well, you know, too late now, screw it. So I kind of had to run with it a little bit there, but yeah, we figured that we would get some folks that were much more knowledgeable about this game than I am. Because let's be real here, like, I know where I stand on this. I'm not the knowledgeable one. So we got some folks that actually know what they're doing. It's an absolute pleasure to have both of you guys. Thank you so much for this in the first place. And on that note, I say we start introducing some stuff, because it's race time, or at least getting darn close to it. Excuse me. I say as I meet, oh, hey, look at that. I have stuff over the actual item tracker over on Barry's side. Boy, we're professionals here. Damn, I'm good. So, we're 0 for 1, guys. Anyways, as you can see, we're going to get our first race underway here in a moment or two. It is FireOnEarth on the left-hand side. Y'all might actually remember him from the practice races on Monday, and if not, you may want to go back to the BOILeR weeklies that we used to do back in the day. And he took part in, I want to say, 2 of those, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 2. And yeah, those were a thing, right, Slack?
I forgot all about that, because that's actually, that was the second set of racing that I had done, and in that one, I won a copy of XCOM.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because yep. And of course I'm getting like no voice connection on that. Okay, there we go. Anyways, but yeah, that's right. So that's how Slack actually got into BOILeR in the first place, was the original weeklies that we used to do. And that's where I was trying to find a couple of people that were like, okay, who else can I find that I actually know would be interested in a full season type thing? And lo and behold, found that guy, and I'd say he did pretty good. So
Did all right.
yeah, and Fire did pretty darn good too. If I'm not mistaken, he's made it to the finals in those as well, and I think he might have actually taken one, but I can't remember for the life of me
feel like
who won
he
these.
took one, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he won one of them. So again, FireOnEarth, definitely an OG at Isaac Racing. He's been around the block a few times here. And I gotta say, I feel kind of bad for the luck of the draw. It gave him a really, really, really talented opponent in a fellow named ThisGuyIsBarry. We're just gonna, or at least I'm gonna refer to him as Barry from here on out because that name will tongue twist me for the remainder of this evening otherwise. But nonetheless, Barry is one of like the fastest people in this game, flat out, bar none, and Fire's got his work cut out for him. Let's put it that way. This is not going to be an easy task, and I don't know if you guys watch him more than I do and might be able to like put some more insight on that, but all I know is his times are insanely quick, even in practice as of late.
I've gotten around watching at least everybody that I could, almost everybody, doing their practice runs, and the 1 or 2 runs that I got to see of Barry's were very, very impressive. I am definitely looking forward to his performance here.
Indeed.
Yeah, Barry's been a racer for a few of the events since Afterbirth, I think, so he's definitely got experience and knows what's going on with the game.
Indeed, and again, both of them same way, so we're going to send them, I just sent a message over to my my referee to get them actually off and running here, so they're going to get off and running real quick here. On that note, let me start going through some of the actual rules that we're going to face. As you may notice, there are 3 open spots where, okay, look over on Fire's side, I'll show you what one of them does. And if it ever opens, there we go. Oh, and it's not in the right spot. I gotta move that. We'll do that in a second. Anyways, if you look there, it actually shows you it's gonna give them a victory coin, if you will. And that's how we're gonna know how many wins they got out of a best of 5. We're gonna race all the way through the chest. They're using Isaac. We actually, as you are also noticing, I'm certain, have a mod of the game active, which you can do with Afterbirth Plus. So it is modded. You can find it on Steam if you look in the workshop and just search for BOILeR. By the way, wow, they're equal exactly on that takeoff. So good luck to both of you guys. I can actually tell you who wins because there won't be a delay. That's so cool. All right, Barry's got 1 reset. This is one of the first things we got to get to. You get 5 total resets. You're noticing the double items in the first item room. Wow, that's an interesting reroll for Fire right there.
Wow. Double health ups.
And he left him. I'm not too surprised, but okay, here we go. This may actually work with Guppy's collar. You get 5 total resets, though. After 5 resets, or a death, either way, you have to skip that first item room where you would get the choice of 2 items and just cruise on through with the rest of that build. Again, that was voted on by the racers. It's a little confusing. We'll get to it if we have to, and hopefully we don't, because we have FireOnEarth off.
Hopefully it stays nice.
Come on, stay. Oh yeah, he's taking this without question. We're taking 99 bombs, which instantly brings up another rule. You cannot bomb out of rooms. Let's say like you're in Barry's room, for example, right now. If he still had a bomb, he would not be allowed to use it on a door to escape while the enemies are in here. Once the door is open, like they just did. Even if he spawns another one out of, let's say, a chest. Oh, nice pickup.
Brimstone is nice.
Heck yes,
Little
these are good
Brimstone.
starts.
I've had many of my runs in practice get me down into depths 2 around the 8 or 9 minutes off of nothing but a little Brimstone.
That is crazy quick, because we were talking about this in the practice runs, actually. I think I undervalue Little Brimstone immensely.
Oh, it is one of the best possible starting items.
See, and
it's going to require you, it's not going to carry you all the way to the end, but
that's why I don't take it.
Yeah. It's going to be very helpful even all the way to the end. And
Yeah,
up
that
until
I
that
can agree
point, it's
So
going to
Little
clear a lot of
Brimstone allows you to clear the first, like, pretty much everything up into Womb on its own, so you don't have to worry about a whole lot more, which
That
is
is
nice.
true.
It doesn't scale with anything is the main problem.
Yeah,
So
that's my big holdup with it, but as you just saw right there, Barry just took out a champion enemy in 1 shot with Little Brimstone. Yes, it's early on, we're early on Basement 2 here, but nonetheless, it's one of those things. It's still very useful, and he can shoot like he's doing through all the rocks and never take a shot at you. So if you have it,
the most
it's super
likely
likely
thing
yeah.
you're going to look for with your Little Brimstone is some good devil deals, and if you're getting really lucky, you're going to find something to help you out in either an early item room or a boss room. But it gives you enough time that hopefully by the time you get to the womb, you've gotten something that develops your run.
Such as maybe a little bit of health with the first of the guppy items over on Barry's side. I mean, mind you, it's the paw. It's not exactly the best thing ever, but hey, one of the 3 pieces right off the bat.
Ooh, and he gets the payout.
3 items.
I actually
Sack
look at
Dagger's really
this.
good.
Sack Dagger
Dagger's
Pentagram.
just an amazing
Demon
start.
Baby. Not the best, but hey, we'll take him.
I actually would have gone ahead and touched the Book of Sin there just to get one step towards the Bookworm.
Yeah, I can see that. It could also drop a battery, which would be nice too.
That's true. Yeah,
That is a good
also
point.
Could have dropped a battery.
I would have probably taken everything that was in there, though, without... Well, I may have rerolled Demon Baby the one more time, given the chance, like you were saying.
Yeah.
I'd
Demon
at least
Baby's the one I would
consider it.
pass on. I have just had too many runs where Demon Baby... I mean, you think, oh, he's a follower, he's just doing extra DPS, of course he's helping. Problem is, sometimes he will shoot an enemy and push them off course, because there are enemy patterns where the way that they walk, you're expecting them to move in a specific way. And if they don't move that way, you're going to get upset.
You just saw the same thing I did, didn't
a
you?
lot of the times, he knocks him off course. Yeah, that Brother Bobby pickup.
Fire
Ooh.
not having the best of luck with those rerolls. At least he got the Devil Deal out of the second floor. We'll give it that much. But wow, that reroll from Flight into Brother Bobby, that's going to hurt. That stings a lot, actually.
Yeah, Barry's build is probably a whole lot better.
Yeah,
And
It's
there's...
about 100 times better.
And now
yeah,
we have
he's
2 pieces of
got
Guppy as
pieces in
well.
now.
Yeah, he's well on his way, let alone cruise into Caves 2 already. He's got a full floor advantage on top of Fire at this point as well.
honestly, like going from Little Brimstone to a Sack Dagger as your next big item is probably the best single item you're going to get, other than, say, Big Four, right?
Brimstone, knife, etc.
Yeah,
Because
Tech
Sack
Axe.
Dagger actually deals enough damage on its own to pretty much kill any boss, as long as you don't get like super boned by the enemy patterns.
Yeah, and if you know
enemy
how
patterns
big the...
and
and
certain
if-
bosses are really bad for it.
Oh, yes. I was going to say, if you know what the hitboxes are, as long as it basically isn't one of the 2 Brim bosses, you're probably going to be okay. I just don't like getting in close, but hey, once you learn how to use those orbitals, like Brain was saying, that is a huge damage upgrade for you. And when you're charging up Little Brim, you can just run around. You're still firing off tiers, and you're popping out, what is it, 17 damage, I think, on contact?
Sack Dagger,
I've never been good with the damage
I think it's
numbers.
like 15, if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken.
yeah, it's somewhere right in that area, basically.
It's the highest damaging orbital in the game.
Exactly, and that makes it just insanely powerful in your build, and you're seeing it with what Barry's doing. He's actually using it very nicely at this point.
I think it's like just over twice as much damage as like a Meat Cube or a Bandage Ball.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it was that much of an upgrade.
That
I knew it was
sounds right.
more.
I think the ball of bandages is 7.
Yeah, so well, it didn't used to deal this much damage. It got buffed in Afterbirth, I want to say.
Huh. I never even paid attention to that when it first happened, quite honestly. That's another good point. I'd have to go back
Oh,
and
actually,
look.
in Rebirth, when the item was first introduced, it didn't even give you the benefit of blocking tears. And then in
Wait.
Afterbirth, it got a buff for that.
No,
Sack
it
Dagger.
blocked it in Rebirth,
Did it?
didn't it? I
don't
think you're thinking of
think-
Waddle. I think in Waddle it was
Oh,
different.
no, I was thinking
different.
of God, there was a discrepancy between Ball of Bandages and the Meat Cube.
Oh, Ball of Bandages was the
Yeah.
same as Meat Cube, except it didn't block tears, yes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And by the way, if you
That's
guys didn't notice the pickup here, oops, and I should move my mouse. I just realized I was over something. We do actually have free entrance now on this guy's Barry's build, so that he can get into every single one of his secret and super secret rooms. And I don't know about you guys, but especially trying to go quick, I like cutting through those secret rooms.
Yeah, that can be a very, very big help. And his item room, or excuse me, his cursed room right now had
Yep.
an item in it. Ugh.
Ooh.
So he was going back to get his D6 recharged. And that ended up being a big, big loss of time for him,
And
unfortunately.
it's also
But
attached
he's only
to
one
his
piece away
store.
from Guppy, so it's pretty understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah. The greed there, he's searching hard for that guppy piece. If he gets that, he's going to cut off minutes from his final time.
Yeah, and when you're looking at the build that Fire's got on the left side, what with controlled tiers basically, and Brother Bobby and 99 bombs, you better hope that you are using those bombs, a la the Morag, if you guys remember way back in the day with the 198 bomb race that he put down. Unless you're doing it like that, this build is kind of hurting by comparison to, like, Barry's got a ridiculous build by comparison. He puts Guppy on top of that, it's going to be darn near impossible to catch him.
Barry,
Yeah, FireOnEarth doesn't have a whole lot coming from his build right now. He's hunting as much as he can, but
if you
nothing
notice, I
much
think
to turn
Barry's
on.
actues slow playing quite a bit here because
He
he knows
is.
how far ahead of his
yeah,
opponent
he's
he
got
is
a
right now.
2-floor advantage
So-
right now.
Yeah, and that's a very
We
smart
went
move
back
on
to
his
the
part.
item room, or not the item room, curse room, and rolled it like 4 times.
Yeah. And again, you don't normally see that happen during the span of a race, but if you're paying attention to where your opponent's at, like Barry most likely is, it seems, and he knows the advantage he's sitting on, you might as well take the time to build something as overpowered as Guppy. There's no reason not to. Alright, Dark Matter. More damage.
Barry
You're gonna-
gets dark matter for his small damage up.
It's something.
That's
Still
so
get,
helpful.
he
That's
still
nice.
get Guppy though, unfortunately. So
Still no guppy.
Hey, he tried.
How
That's the
many
important
items
thing.
Here's a question, Brain. Do you know how many items there are in the Devil Pool now?
Devil Pool or Curse Room?
Devil Pool.
I
And
want to
Curse
say
Room, I guess.
upwards of like 50
That's
by
what I was
my
thinking.
Wow.
50
estimate,
plus.
but I can't
Wow.
remember exactly. Curse Room's less, but they also added a bunch more items like with each new expansion to
Yeah.
kind of dilute the pool.
It's.
I think
I
the
want
new
to say
ones
Curse
they
Room's
added
around
were
20.
like Euthanasia,
Which was I found Euthanasia in there in a run
Mom's
earlier today, and I was like,
Razor.
why?
Plan C, of course, is absolutely everywhere.
Yeah.
Game just likes to tell you to kill yourself, you know.
Well, that's if I'm playing
Now-
it, at least.
That was a decently fast kill on Bighorn for FireOnEarth. I missed it, but I'm gonna have to assume he used bomb strats on that boss.
Was
Which
he fighting Bighorn?
He only
Yeah,
used
yeah.
up, I think, a total of 3 bombs from the last time that I peeked at his total from when it was 74, and he has 71 left now. So a few, I would
Yeah.
assume, but I didn't
Yeah.
actually pay attention to when he dropped them. But no, he
that
was mostly
boss
tearing
is
it.
one of my least favorite in the entire game now. If you don't
I'm
have
so
a
glad
bomb,
they
that
nerfed
fight
him.
takes 1 or 2 minutes.
I didn't
Even
see him
after
before.
nerf, he's-
After the nerf,
oh,
it's still not that. It's still pretty bad, but it's nowhere near as bad.
It was terrible when it first got released.
I was going to say,
Oh,
how bad
man.
was it beforehand? Because I never got to see that one, sadly.
They gave him damage scaling or health scaling, whatever you call it, armor. Same
Yeah.
as Hush and Ultigreed,
Oh,
which
that's terrible.
seemed really random and unnecessary in a caves boss.
Yeah,
But
Like, that's
they
too
took that
early.
away finally.
that's way too early for a boss like that. I have to agree.
Yeah.
If you throw him in
The
the
mechanic, I
womb, the
think,
cathedral...
was when you stunned him, the armor went away. With the bomb.
Okay.
Well, at least
Now
it
I
had-
think it's just it deals like 20% more damage when he's stunned.
So it still at least has the same kind of method to it.
Same
but-
idea.
Yeah,
but
same
less-
idea.
Same idea, but
Yeah.
not as required to get through the fight.
Yes.
at least.
God, yeah, that just sounds brutally painful. I'm really glad I missed those days.
I'm a little bit jealous.
No, not at all. And once again, let's see what we got here. I love going through these secret rooms because I guarantee you somewhere right around
Yeah.
here we're going to get that boss fight for Barry.
Oh, I told
Barry
him this
making-
Barry had
Yeah,
really
here it
res
is.
rune and skips
Oh,
womb one entirely. So
Oh, we've seen a few of those, and then we've seen the opposite end. I see Mara in chat right now, who's had a 34 room, I believe it was, womb, the one time that he had to clear the entire thing. He went the wrong way every chance. It was terrible.
Oh man, the devil
Ooh.
deals just started being so rude to Barry.
Well, it depends on how you're
he
looking
doesn't
at
need
this.
anything.
He
so,
doesn't
you
need
know.
it, but it's like,
Yeah.
why not just give him the cat piece to finish off the build?
This is
please?
true, but at the same point, if you weren't seeing how duality was getting used in the practices, the way that we changed around the god rooms, it's getting a little bit interesting, quite honestly. So that's actually a fun pickup. Speaking of
Not
fun
this
pickups,
late, unfortunately.
yeah, no, this late, no, it's kind of a waste. It's a complete waste. Let's be honest.
Complete, yeah.
And by the
Because,
way,
in
speaking of
the
good
cathedral,
pickups,
there
Dark
are
Bomb.
no more god rooms or devil deals that get to spawn after this point, unless you teleport in with either a red chest or a Joker card.
And that threw me off at first, but I think I actually kind of agree with that wholeheartedly. I was kind of shocked the first time that I opened one up, like in the old game, and thought like, wow, this is super late for one of these. Really? All right, I guess. Again, fire still
Continued
really behind
very,
here.
very good use of the sack dagger from Barry, even on some of those awkward enemies like Headless Horseman.
Oh, I was gonna say, look at these dodges, and then right as I was about to utter the words, Barry caught a triple shot from one of those angels right to the noggin.
Right to the face.
Yeah, one of the ways he's doing great at wordling Isaac, which is very good skill to have. Just eliminates most of the fight you have to do.
Yeah, all you have to do is circle around him, what, I think a grand total at this point of 3 times or something, and you wind up getting almost the entirety of his damage done.
Yeah.
Something like that, probably not even that much.
Yeah, I don't think it's even the 3 full, quite honestly. I don't think you make the full rotation that 3rd time. Speaking of, he's just walking right on in. He's got plenty of health, so that's
He's got
Sinhard.
all the health in the world.
Yeah, that
and
Sinhard might as well just
like,
pop all
not
these...
even a threat.
Yeah, exactly. Just pop all the poop pieces out of here. Just get rid of it. It don't matter. Be hard-headed with Conehead. Why not? And I feel bad for Fire on this one. It feels like this one's just an RNG hose over, quite honestly, because he just never got the items that you're seeing over on the right side. Barry's just building up strength after strength and, 21
Yeah,
damage.
I mean, the caliber of start was much different.
Yeah, it was night and day.
The start alone, Brimstone compared to 99 bombs. If you're very, very good with the 99 bombs and you don't get some awful rooms, like a lot of the turret head enemies, the bombs can speed up a lot of your room clears, but it's still not going to be at the speed of a little brimstone clear.
Exactly. Because you still have to get over and woof, this room. So much dodging. I'm terrible at those
good old
bullet hells.
greed room in the chest.
Oh, they're so
So
bad.
many
Ooh.
greeds.
Speaking of bad
And
things.
there's the death. I would say that in the time it takes one of Fire's bombs to go off, you're going to see at least 2 brimstones from Little Brimstone, which is going to have a lot more clearing power.
Yeah, actually, you can speed up the number, or if you didn't know, with Little Brimstone, you can actually start charging it as soon as you release them, so it like reduces the time even more. You don't have to wait like with a normal Brimstone. So if you do it really,
so
really
you
well,
just
he's
tap
pretty much
the
firing
fire.
all the time almost.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I never knew that.
Yeah, you'll notice how fast his is firing right now. That's just from as soon as you see him charge up, you let go of the button, and then you hold it down again, and he starts charging even though he's firing. It doesn't follow the same brimstone rules as your own brimstone would.
So it's like a pseudo brim snapping, if you will, where you actually get more brimstones out of the same amount of charge.
It's similar,
kinda.
It's got the same feel,
He did,
quite
however,
honestly.
get 2 triple envy rooms in a row,
Oh,
so it's
God,
going to take
this
a little
is
while.
brutal. Yeah. I was going to say, this is like me going through the chest. A, no items dropping. B, let's just fight Super Envy repeatedly.
Can we get the Jeopardy theme to play, please? Because, my God.
I don't want to get copyright strike. Thank you. Hey, Alex Trebek, if you're watching, can we borrow that for a second? We're going to need it here. By the way, back to the rules section really quick. Seeing as FireOnEarth did die, if everybody didn't notice, he's skipping that first item room completely and had to keep going on with the build that he's just working with now. That is voted on by the racers. They wanted to have a little bit of an offset, like, a penalty, if you will, should you die. On top of the fact, another Super Envy. On top of
Well,
the
his
fact
gluttony helped him
At
out
least
this time.
Super Glut.
Good.
Yeah. he just
something
wasted
went his
it.
way. That's brutal, though. But yeah, the other racers voted on this and actually wanted it this way. So, as you're noticing as well, the more options just disappeared off the item tracker on FireOnEarth. You only get that for the first floor. So that's why they wanted to take away the 2 items option in there. You have to skip that entire item room. You can go into the curse rooms, do whatever else on those floors, but just no item room off the bat. And look at this, really quick, don't blink, guys, because if you did, once again, you're gonna miss this last boss fight. Wow, he actually got to the flight stage. I'm kind of amazed.
And time.
Boom. Damn, that was one of the quicker ones we've seen at this point. And on that note, Barry leads it 1-0. There's that coin. Good, I did line it up right. Yes. I took a shot. I took a shot in the dark on that one. That was lucky. Anyways, like I was saying, this is a best of 5. You're noticing the coin fills in over on Barry's run, which means that he only needs 2 more victories. The other thing you're noticing now, which we didn't get to in the explanation of the rules, we have taken out all of the curses. So there is total curse immunity, which is that Easter egg that you just saw FireOnEarth turn on. They get an unlimited amount of resets right now to find the starting room that they want. As soon as the referee, who in this case Helena Costello, thank you very much for doing this right now. J-Rock's got the second one, I believe. Thank you, Helena. But as soon as Helena says go, they're going to take off, and then they get their 5 reset total refreshed for them. So I know there's been a lot of questions about that. It's just as soon as, like, right now, everybody's got 5 resets again. Start up round number 3, everybody has 5 resets again. And here we go. Good luck with round 2, guys.
Ooh,
Yeah. I see a knife reroll. That was.
Yeah, I think I caught that. So the other thing, if you get one of the big 4, a knife, Tech X, Brimstone, and what was the other one we had? Ipecac, I believe. If those show up...
Ipecac Fetus.
Oh,
Brimstone
yeah, that's
won't show
right.
up in the
Brimstone
item
wasn't
rooms,
it. Yeah, you're right. It was Fetus instead of Brimstone. I apologize for that one. If they show up in the item room, you may have noticed that it kind of farts and re-rolls it automatically. That's also part of the mod. Again, you can find that on the workshop. Oh, man.
Okay, that was
no
fetus fired him there. Okay.
Speaking of...
That's some pretty bad luck there.
It's like it hears us and it knows what we're trying to explain at any given moment. I'm kind of digging this, but at the same point, that's evil. That's downright evil.
So they can still show back up after they've been rerolled like that. Though,
That
right?
is correct. They will be put back into the item pool right after that. So
Okay,
you can still
that's
see
good.
anything from Tech X to Epic Fetus. We actually saw a couple Epic Fetus Tech X runs finish out some of the practice runs. Wow, I didn't even see that in time. I didn't even notice that Barry had an item rock in that room. That was a heck of a move. I just got blocked out by enemies, but I never noticed it.
What do you guys think of the Cricket's body start?
Iffy.
If you're in this rule set, yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
I agree.
that's kind of how I feel about it too.
It's a good DPS up. It's just not really.
It's not great.
high up the
I
list?
feel like it's going to need something to go with it.
Yeah, it needs a complimentary
preferably,
item.
like, Death's Touch out of the first Devil Deal.
Yeah, that'd be super nice. But like on this rule set, I think you're going to see people starting much lower end items than you would normally see.
I'd agree.
And that was what I was going for as well. I wanted to get more variety in the runs instead of just like, hey, it's another knife versus knife run. Wow. You know, like, not saying that isn't fun, but we see it all the time. So I wanted something a little bit different. And this kind of, like you're seeing, you're taking Cricket's body and, Barry was taking the attack fly. Or was
Barry out of resets?
Yeah, I believe he is at this point.
I believe he is.
I've actually
that was interesting
kind
that
of
he
lost
decided
count.
to just reset in that one room there where she wasn't doing anything. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
here we go.
Still had one more.
Sad Onion, that'll make it work.
Better than a Revenge Fly.
Yeah, a heck of a lot better than a Revenge Fly is.
Although you can use a Revenge Fly to orbital, just not very well.
It does work. I mean, wink, wink.
It functions in a way.
Well, I mean, everything functions.
in
It's a
the
matter
most
of the
extreme
usefulness
use of
of
the
it.
word.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, GQ. How you doing, dude? And again, what's up, everybody? Sorry, I haven't been paying much attention to chat, but, there's a lot going on. I do apologize for that. Hopefully you guys are enjoying. Oh, and by the way, now that Barry's picking up a card, all the cards are also still in the game. All the items are in there, all the cards are in there. That includes Emperors and things of that nature. Basically, though, like, the only thing that we're doing as far as not using them is we don't want people stealing the boss rush item.
And a blank card. Okay.
Speaking of,
you gotta hit up the Devil Deal and then come back for the blank card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or take it now, which he's doing.
I mean, he's got plenty of time at this point with Barry on just 0.7 tiers up, so
Yeah,
might
that's
as well
true.
take the D6 with you to the deal.
There's no reason. If you have the charge on the D6, there's almost no reason not to take that into the deal with you. Wow, they both get Little Horn. My least favorite first boss, unless you knock those bombs like Fire just did right back over to him. I never get that lucky. I never
He
get
mostly
that.
blows himself up, so that's nice.
This is true.
He eventually does. Especially, I've had more luck with it with the red form of him. I don't know why.
Well, the red form only makes bombs, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Oh, the red one can also like super cheap shot you with the bombs since they home
on
pop
you.
them right under you and they deal contact damage for some reason.
And now Bighorn. Ooh.
God, these combos. This is what you get for blank carding Emperor right into a boss fight. So for those who don't know, by the way, the space use that FireOnEarth has is blank card, which gives you basically an infinite use of whatever card you're holding on to. It's hard to see because that Twitch logo, by the way, this is sponsored by Twitch, thank you guys as well, is also covering up the card that they're using. So I apologize for that, but there is no way around that. He has the Emperor card, which takes you directly to boss fights. This is going to make for some interesting strategy, minimally. It's a matter of how much he's going to backtrack to find item rooms, or if he gets lucky with, let's say, at this point, angel deals, because he skipped on that devil deal, if you didn't notice. He's got the higher chance at God rooms right now.
Yeah, he probably should have just locked in since he doesn't have a D6 to reroll angel rooms now.
I'm shocked he didn't, to be honest with you. Especially with the nail, he would have gotten one of the hearts back. Yes, in the form of a soul heart, but at least he would have gotten it back.
I don't know. I have not personally run God rooms on any of my runs yet with this mod, so I don't know. I've heard that they can be somewhat effective, but
they're set to have always items in them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
The problem is there's a lot of stuff
there's
in
not a
God
lot of-
rooms that
there's
are
like
not going to help.
4 or 5 items that are actually good
I think
in
we
God
determined
rooms
that there
at
were
once.
4 that would actually be feasibly super worth it to take, and a couple that are still useful, but not you're going to go out of your way for them.
Yeah, I think the 4 would be Godhead, Sacred Heart, the Mind for full mapping, and Crown of Light.
Now, see,
Crown
I
of
Spear
Light
could
gives
be
you
helpful.
×2 damage essentially if you don't get hit all the time.
Now, see,
Yeah,
we've been having talks
Crown
about
is
the
bad.
mind as well, because a lot of people have been saying, like, I take that if I see it, because full mapping to me in one of these races is gigantic. And a lot of people are actually saying they don't agree with that. So, well, what do you guys, do you think mapping's huge?
I have such bad luck that I would have to take it.
Ooh,
Normally on, like,
that
a
reroll
normal-
for Barry.
Wow.
Wow, Sack Dagger
okay.
Brimstone.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, he also has an Emperor himself. I didn't notice that.
Oh my goodness. What is with the Emperor cards today? My god, I didn't even notice. Yeah, Barry's got an Emperor card as well for whenever he wants to take off. So that he'll save that for
Okay,
later.
Barry could actually theoretically manage this if, like, Fire does not get any
If Fire
DPS
doesn't
up
pull some good
because
stuff,
of
he
being
still
on
doesn't
Angel
have any
Runes.
damage up, and he's only gotten -1 tier rate, so...
Well, there's a little bit of damage. He got Blood Clot now, so at least we're getting
Blood
something.
Clot is
It's nothing.
Something, yeah.
It's nothing.
But it's no brimstone sack dagger.
Exactly. It is nowhere near what Barry's holding on to right now. Man, these builds just go completely 100% to one side after like 3 rooms. What happened? Look at that sack dagger usage. Perfect job right there by Barry again. Beautifully done. Let's see, what do we get? And of course, nobody wants pills.
I wonder why he didn't roll that box, actually.
That is kind of a good point. I did notice he had the full charge on his D6. Huh. I guess maybe, well, no, he has 5 keys.
The only thing I can think of is him hoping to get, like, a broken remote trinket.
Oh, God.
They already have an Emperor.
God, if he had that too, good lord. Although if it worked, I mean, hey, it's a way to force a trinket out, so I guess he has a good, that's a good point. It is a way to force a trinket, and he doesn't have one.
But with this rule set, I don't know how I'd feel about the broken remote either.
That's another fine point. I would kind of not lean toward, oh lord, bean roll.
Oh, that's right, you have to clear every room you teleport into, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you can't spam it as much.
Exactly.
But, I mean, a random teleport is still nice to have.
But at the same point, it could screw you over, because you may have to clear out, like, the entire map to get back to a room that a random teleported you out of, into where you needed to be. And then, like I said, to clear that other one, you gotta go
be careful not
back.
to activate it when you haven't finished clearing the room.
Exactly.
I think with the way that normal map generation works, I think it would be worth using it.
I mean, at the very least, it gives you information on where, like, how the map is shaped, which is very nice.
Yeah, very good point. I mean, even that,
Fire down to
if I see the map
double
without
chance now.
Oh, sorry. If I see the map without a compass in there, though, I can pretty usually tell you where the boss room is. Like, almost 90% of the time, I'm correct.
So Barry's not actually that far behind.
No,
he is not.
Fast with that brimstone.
And I think after about another 2 minutes, he's going to be there.
Fire is, unfortunately,
he now has 2
double deal
brimstones.
chances
Yeah.
pretty hard.
Now he has 2, because he has, like, the pseudo little brimstone. He's got Succubus rocking with him now.
Well, Incubus, I think.
Sorry, I said that wrong. That's
Succubus
Incubus.
is the floaty one. Incubus is the one that
follow, is Lilith, basically. I do that wrong every time. I always say those backwards.
It's confusing, yeah.
They look so similar.
But Incubus is essentially ×2 damage tier.
Yeah, it keeps
Long
exactly what you
those.
have, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has some weird interactions with like synergies and stuff that it doesn't copy properly, but other than that, it copies your tiers and damage.
Let's see, I'm trying to catch up on chat every now and then, so... Yeah, right, Barry's luck slightly ridiculously good at the moment.
Fire did get a magic mushroom, which if he can get some damage to go with it, is a really, really nice find for him. It's a damage multiplier, a damage up. It says it's an all stats up, but the item actually doesn't give you all stats. Instead of giving you a tiers up, it gives you a damage multiplier. So any damage up items he finds for the rest of his run are going to be just that much stronger because of that item. If he can close out a devil deal or 2, maybe get some good items from there, he's going to be a lot better off than he was just a minute ago, but he still needs some
I'm surprised he hasn't already teleported to his boss. He has a full charge. Yeah. Did he get a battery in this room, or did he just enter a room with a full charge?
I think he entered a room with a full charge, but don't quote me on that. I didn't see a battery pickup, though.
Yeah, he might be looking for Soul Heart, maybe?
He's looking for something.
Yeah, he's definitely hunting down.
He's still looking for something.
Maybe he's looking for the item room first, quite honestly. Like, maybe he really, really wants that item, or that damage up, I should say.
I think his best bet is just going, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he has to go at this point and hope for the devil deal. Hope that he can get through the fight without getting hit, and just find something in that devil deal that helps him out.
And without any soul hearts to protect his red health at this point, like he runs a risk. I'm not saying he's going to, but he runs a big risk of losing out on the devil deal. So like the quicker you can get there, the better. Here's the item room though, so let's see if that did hold true. He's obviously.
Let's see if that's what he was looking for.
He's obviously going to take it. There's no reason not to go in, but.
Like Barry's on the same floor. If you're gonna clear out the floor, you give Barry the chance to actually surpass you, and once that happens, you're kind of a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, also Barry's health is a little bit low. I think a great strategy here would have been to just keep pushing with the blank card Emperor and keep putting some form of pressure onto Barry, because now Barry is on the fight and he has the lead.
Remember when I said the 2-minute marker? It's been almost exactly 2 minutes since I said that, and look who's in the lead now.
Yep.
Just saying.
And, I mean, Barry's done with this fight.
Yeah,
and
he murdered it, and look at how much, or how little by
Fire's,
comparison damage fire does.
Just getting started.
Oh, and now we got a lump of
Barry
coal
got
as well.
coal on
Jeez.
lump of coal.
Really good.
What is that, 3 damage up or 3.5 on
Oh,
Brimstone?
no, the way coal works on lasers, specifically Brimstone, Tech 1, Tech 1.5, and Tech 2, is that it acts as a multiplier based on distance.
I didn't
Just
realize
for
it
the
still
laser. It
actually
doesn't
did
actually
that.
affect your damage stat,
Interesting.
but just for the laser. It's actually really good. It's like a special synergy they added in Afterbirth, I think.
Okay, interesting, because
Whereas
it used to
before,
just give you the
I don't
full
think it did
damage.
anything in Rebirth.
Yeah,
I don't think it
I
actually gave
it
damage
had
in
an effect
Rebirth.
Yeah.
Back in the old Wrath of the Lamb days, it was a 2 damage up.
No,
I
that was
wanna
Curved
say.
Horn. It was 3.5, I believe, for Cole.
It may have been, yeah.
Curved Horn, I
Maybe
believe, was
that.
2.
Unfortunately, Fire once again took damage on his boss fight, lowering his chances at the Devil Deal down to 1%, and he missed out on an opportunity for more damage. And Barry has a full 4 lead at this point.
I mean, Barry doesn't need it, but it always hurts not to be able to take the Moth Void.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
how
it
quick
is
this
always a
turned.
little frustrating.
Although
Yeah.
another thing about Cole is that it screws with Maul the Void and Athame's Black Ring and reduces the damage they deal by half. So
Oh, wow.
it's
Really?
not that big a
Wow.
loss.
I never knew that either.
I
Weird
think
item
it's-
synergies.
Yeah, I think it's because they register as lasers and like the origin.
Oh,
point
and because of how
thing.
close it is, yeah. All right,
Yeah, I don't
can
really.
see that.
If you have Proptosis, it nullifies that effect. So
Huh.
I miss when Proptosis was a semi-common item.
Semi,
There's so much
semi,
item
the
he says.
same rarity. There's just like
Yeah, it's the same
ton
rarity. It's
more
just that there's
things
so
that are in the way.
much more stuff now.
Like hundreds of other things that are in the way now. It's not even that bad, quite honestly. It's just it
We
never.
actually have
yeah.
both of our racers real low in health right now. FireOnEarth is down to a single half heart, and against this boss with this build, that is not what you want to be doing.
Oh, I thought for sure that was actually Brimstone. Jeez.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. We got a dead cat.
Oh, Lord have
Do you have
mercy.
another guppy piece, or is that just the first two?
Oh, that's
I
first
wanna
2 for
say
him.
That's the first 2.
That is
Yes.
first 2 on Barry's side.
Interesting. Barry ran into a fire to kill himself to get out of the room faster, I
Get
think.
out of the room faster, yeah.
But he actually wait.
No, that would have been
That's odd.
faster because he would have died after picking up the Guppy's hairball.
I don't know why he did that actually. Because
It would've been
He
faster.
wasn't dead. He wasn't dead from taking the hairball.
Yeah, he was.
He.
Because he used his soul hearts to pick up the dead cat. The dead cat would have put him at 1 red heart, and
And
then,
then
Oh
he used
no,
the
okay, he
one red
was
heart.
dead. I thought he had one more
Yeah.
soul heart. Okay, my bad.
Well, he wound up
Because
using the
this
fire to kill
way-
himself, though.
He loses his Horror Babylon. But yeah, using the fire to cure yourself is faster.
Yep.
Instead of waiting.
Also, gee, thanks for that Steam sale in the Cathedral. God, that is the trolliest thing ever.
He also
there
got
is
the left
actually
hand.
a thing that I've heard that is a glitch now. In the Devil Deals, if you have 2 Steam sales, you get free items from the Devil.
I've heard about that. I've never seen it yet.
I haven't gotten to do it myself. I have seen it.
I've had
but,
2
I
Steam
don't know
sales,
if
but
it's
I've
a
never had that
glitch or
happen.
not.
They changed the way Steam Sale worked because in Afterbirth previously, and I guess like previous Afterbirth Plus patches, Steam Sale would mess with the Devil Deals changing from red hearts to soul hearts or vice versa. So if you had Steam Sale, it wouldn't change over. And then they changed the way Steam Sale worked, and it
Huh,
made it
interesting.
so that it makes your Devil Deals free, I guess. I don't know if they fixed that yet, or if that's intentional.
Oh, I was going to flip over for that, too, because I was worried about it. But yeah, Fire just ate the war shot there.
Oh, I'm a little behind, apparently.
Ooh,
And
so did Barry.
over on Barry's
Well, he's got
side-
9 lives. So.
Yeah. He's
got enough
okay.
lives, he'll be okay.
He's okay, but that
over
shot
on-
was cheap.
On Barry's side, we should also talk about Brain. You were about to mention this. We've got a left-hand pickup. Ooh, ouch. This form. All right, we'll talk about this
Wow.
form of bloat in a second. Or not bloat. What is?
Megafat? Megafat.
Yes.
Yeah, Mega Fatty.
Thank you. Bloat was the enemy I was trying to think of earlier in my
It's not
run.
the song.
Anyway, we have a left hand on Barry's side. That's going to turn every chest he finds into a red chest, and red chests have a chance at dropping cat items, as well as teleporting you into a devil deal, and a few other items that are also in the red chest pool that are not nearly as desirable as a cat piece right now.
I can
so
see him
what he's
taking
up-
it to the chest actually for a chance at Guppy.
I'm actually expecting him to.
I
get
kind of
the
figured the
chest.
same thing. Is at this point he's close enough to Guppy, you might as well take the chance. Like, he doesn't need anything else. He might as well just go for the Guppy.
Although
Not
honestly, he
to
doesn't
mention
actually
those soul hearts he
open
just
anything
got.
because he has a
That's
sack
helpful.
dagger for the blue baby fight anyways. So.
Yeah, another fine point. Speaking of, don't blink because Isaac's about to die. Hopefully not Barry's version of it, but you knew what I meant. Wow, one of the few people I know that goes to the middle of the room to actually avoid those the beams of light. I always go to the far left corner.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest one to remember are the corners. But there's like there's a safe spot in the middle depending on which way the beams are coming from.
And there's the guppy.
Lo and behold.
Okay, sure.
Lo and behold.
Because he needed it, right?
Red
Yeah,
chest
right.
paying off. Yeah.
And with that Emperor card, don't blink again because here's a really, really quick 2-0 lead, assuming that he somehow doesn't get hit 3 times, and he won't now.
As a matter of fact, to be honest, him checking those red chests may have cost him more time than just Emperor carding into the boss fight would have.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, you're probably 100% correct on that one because he murdered it one way or the other. Like, he didn't actually need the guppy flies whatsoever. That was pure sacrificial
But he
dagger.
gets style points for being a cat, so, you know.
Yes,
Exactly. As you're noticing with the logo in the upper middle portion of the screen, because 3 cats, enough said. Actually, Brain, do you have any? Because we could have added another one.
I don't have cats, no. I actually have 2 German Shepherds.
Ooh, nice.
Which would be like 5 times the size of the cats, probably.
Absolutely, you can get a link to the runners. Let me get this in chat here if I can remember what the heck to type. Multi-1. Again, give all these guys a follow if you would. That's FireOnEarth on the left. I put a space in Barry's name. Whoops. Anyways, that's ThisGuyIsBarry on the right-hand side. Give them both a follow because, again, we're doing a 16-person single elimination tournament right now, meaning that right here on a best of 5, if Barry wins this one over FireOnEarth, Fire sadly gets eliminated. So we got to get Fire 3 wins in a row to get him a chance here. So good luck. They're about to start up round 3 in a moment here. Excuse me again. Sorry about that.
So if you want to see more racing, root for Fire.
Exactly. Well, there's going to be more races tonight still, too. There's still another best of 5 coming up after this between Elven Cloud and Cyber 1. So we're not done by any means after this yet. Ooh, Guillotine start? Oof.
Guillotine's actually, in this rule set, I definitely started because it's it's a damaging orbital, same as meat cube damage, I believe. +1 damage and -1.
See, I never use it like that. I never used it as a damaging orbital. Wow, okay.
Not to mention, he got a guppy piece out of his cursed room. Ooh, I like those starts.
Yeah, these starts are okay. Tooth Shot and Pact over on Fire's side. We got a good one going.
I think Pact is probably a legitimate start on its own in this rule set.
Yep,
So just getting
I would say
something
so.
on extra there is nice. So these are, I think, comparable starts, honestly.
The only thing I would argue with is the fact that Barry has been doing so much work with his orbitals already that the guillotine use, while awkward, I expect to see some pretty good things from him with that.
Yeah, like, again,
Once you know how to
orbitals
use
just mean it
orbitals,
all.
you can use them to go quite fast.
Yeah.
Extremely.
And then depending on what else you build along with it, I'm waiting to see if he finds another one. If he gets another sacrificial dagger or something, I'm curious to see where this goes.
Undefined. Yeah, not gonna touch that.
I didn't even notice that it was glowing, but
Oh, was it? Wow.
yeah, they added charge keys in After
Yep.
Plus, so it's a battery and a key.
That's an
Yeah,
unlockable,
it's so
isn't it?
weird.
It's a little random, yeah. I don't know where they got the idea from, but sure, why not? More batteries is always nice.
More batteries, exactly. Plus, it seems like they made batteries a more common drop on their own. Is
Yeah,
that
I was
true?
going to mention that again. Yeah,
I
no, they
feel
totally
that
did.
way from Afterbirth. Like in Afterbirth, I felt like they were a lot more. I think it's probably just from the addition of Sax alone, and the fact that Sax had like batteries in them a lot of the time.
Yeah. That was a big part of it, but I feel like I'm even seeing just plain old battery
It's
drops
possible
all
they
over the
messed with
place now.
like the drop chances. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we get for Barry in this devil deal. He's had real good luck with these so far. Leaving a health out there. Oh, here we go.
The Athame. Ugh.
Good. It's a good item.
Hey,
It's
with
definitely-
what he's
okay.
rocking, it can
Double
work.
deal, but
Well, with what he's rocking, though, it can work, because if he's already using the orbital damage, I mean, technically speaking, you can just pop a little bit more in there, too, so... Not the
Oh,
worst
he's
yeah,
also
that's
synergy.
going
the
back
one
for
that
this
reacts when
Undefined,
you get
which
hit.
Ooh.
I think I approve of, honestly. He has an orbital, so he
Yeah, his
can actually
build
get through the
is
last couple
decent
fights
enough.
if he really needs to.
And to teleport into
Wow.
the field. Hooray.
How useful game.
I love those. I love when that happens when you totally don't need it anymore. It's one of the beautiful trolls that just hits me every time I play this. Let's see, not enough money to really buy anything up in here, but... Destroy shopkeepers, nothing. Damn.
I'm guessing he was just looking for a soul heart, but he didn't really have money to
Yeah,
buy
he didn't
one,
have the
so-
money for that.
Yeah.
Well, if there had been a one for sale, maybe he would have blown up his
Or if they're,
shopkeep.
or I guess if the shopkeeper had been one of the ones with the special shopkeepers, they have a pretty high
Yeah.
chance of dropping nickels. So.
Yeah, that's true. So at least he could have pulled some money out of there. Let's see, depression over on Barry's side. Which, I guess you could still actually make it work.
There we go. He gets his nickel. And
Speaking of. Oh,
also
wow.
looking
Diamonds.
for. Ooh, here we go.
Oh, that's
Wow,
okay.
here we go. First time error
Oh.
room.
This is actually really interesting. So, definitely Fire just got the better build, but Barry just
Yes.
skipped an entire
Yeah.
floor.
And,
This is
And
interesting.
the error room has batteries in it, so you can skip another floor entirely right off the bat.
Wow.
Could get real lucky on this next floor, yeah.
Fire's gonna have to cruise this one. He does have the knife, which, as you're noticing, if you guys don't know,
And
oh my
another
god.
undefined right away.
Oh my
Wow.
god, here we
Okay,
go.
and he's got plenty of health too to take
He got
advantage of his
all the
orbital and
health in the
his
world,
Athame.
Wow.
I'm actually a little bit surprised that Fire took the nail instead of
Yeah.
taking his D6.
Ooh, that's good. I didn't even notice that happen. Jeez.
I guess maybe he just wants to make sure he doesn't die.
Yeah, it's the extra health. I gotta imagine. It can't be the damage up for 1 every 6 rooms or, battery
Yeah.
usage. But
Oh,
he's got
He's
wonderful
got a lot of
gray
catching up to
chest
do here,
from a
so-
dark rock. I mean, with the knife, he can easily do it. That boss just got erased.
Yeah, double card.
Well,
There's
it
that
feels
damage
good
double
seeing
again.
card.
Bighorn just die like that.
Yeah,
Isn't it, though?
I'm really satisfied by that.
See, it's like that's for me with the Mask of Infamy still. Like that has caused so many nightmares for me over the runs that I've had, not having piercing tears or anything, brimstone related. And when I went to go fight him, and just seeing those get killed off as fast as they can now is just the best thing to me.
And we're seeing a lot of tanking damage from Barry here. He's using the Athame to its fullest, just running up there, letting them hit him to get that
Yeah.
triggered.
Athame
And
has a really high chance of
for
actually
the-
giving you back Black Hearts when it kills
Blackhearts and
enemies.
Hearts, yeah.
So
Is it a
like,
higher chance than the Maul?
It is higher chance than them all, yeah.
Oh,
Interesting.
Like I think if there's 6 or 8 enemies, something like that, it's pretty like almost guaranteed to give you back a Black Heart if you kill 6 or 8 enemies.
Wow. So I would have figured they were on the same spawn timer. Well, spawn timer is the wrong choice of words, but the same amount of enemies.
Probably, I don't know.
How about
He also has a compass now. Okay, sure.
Yeah, just in case he doesn't teleport to the rooms that he wants to go to, he knows where they are.
He's got like every supporting item in the game he needs, but no
Wow.
actual damage.
But does he
Although
really
the
need
orbital
it?
is good enough, honestly.
Yeah, does he really need it
Yeah.
is the question. But then again, here comes Fire catching up to the same. Well, I should say getting ahead slightly, but
He'll slow down a lot once, like getting hit
Round
takes
womb.
a full heart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. agreed.
if he doesn't
That's
find
gonna
anything
slow
by
down a lot.
then, could give Fire the chance to catch up. I think.
Good
Compass
fight
best
on the
ass.
S&M twins.
S&M twins. I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, that's a new. I like that one though. I might have to steal that. Not gonna lie. Oh, I would have waited to use the nail usage, and it doesn't really make that big of a difference. But I probably would have waited to use the nail in the boss
He's
fight.
just deleting these bosses
Yeah.
anyway.
Everybody deletes everything.
Actually, the speed down may have been enough of a detraction to not want
Speed
to
down. Yeah,
true, true.
Ideally, you'd actually want to save your nail usage for after you see your devil deal, because you can use
Yep.
it to steal devil deals theoretically
True.
if you're leveled enough on health.
Yeah. He's doing well enough. He's actually doing a very, very healthy run right now. This nail
He
take
didn't
is
go into his
really
devil
paying
deal.
off.
Did I miss him teleporting into it?
He'd
earlier?
already been teleported into it. It was
Yep.
the Guppy's head,
Ah, okay, gotcha.
which I believe
See
was
if he still had the
his
D6,
first
he could have
Guppy
rolled
piece.
that.
And then who knows?
But if he still had the D6, he might have not had the health to take it either.
Yeah, the question is how much health has he been hit for in the amount of time since he took the nail instead of the D6? Because it
Armor
all
Boy.
plays out.
I want to like that item, but bombs just aren't as good as they used to be in Afterbirth and Afterbirth Plus.
Oh, actually, if you noticed, he
Bombs,
placed that
say?
bomb for that purple fire, right?
Yep.
Because Bomber Boy has multiple explosions all at the same time, they all hit the fire at the same time, which caused the fire
Really?
to
Oh,
drop
wow.
multiple swords there, if you didn't notice.
Wow.
He picked
Oh, that
he
old
looked like he
trick,
picked up
okay.
one, but it actually picked up 2.
That's like the old trick of when, before they changed the bomb timers, you'd be able to
Yeah,
open up the
exactly.
red
Same
chest
thing.
in the cursed rooms that's surrounded by 4 fires.
You can kind of cheese it a little bit with normal bombs too, by just like exiting and entering to reset the timers.
Yeah.
Doesn't
But
come up very
that's
often, but
much
it's a
more
nice
time
little
consuming. It's an interesting little
benefit
trick.
to having Bomber Boy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it definitely ain't gonna be, like, all that incredibly common, probably, but nice benefit nonetheless.
And I have noticed that Barry is now slowing down on getting hit by things quite a bit, trying to save up some of his health.
And Bomber Boy is actually really good for bosses, or just clearing things in general, because it deals so much damage. Bomber Boy Sad Bombs is so good.
Sad bombs are still one of my favorite, not amazing by itself items. Really good use of his Bomber Boy there.
Yeah, that
and
was.
meanwhile, we've got Fire just tearing through his fights.
On
and his
Womb
foes.
1? Yeah, that was quick.
Problem is, now they're both exactly
I would
basically
see
in line
if
with one
Barry
another.
skips his Womb 1.
And he
though.
gets
You gotta skip.
another
Okay, sure.
error room. Wow.
We also
And the
gets
money to buy this if he wants
buy
it.
the Pandora's
Yep.
box and get 2
And
free
Pandora's
boss
box
items.
right
And
now.
okay, Magic
Mushroom.
Mushroom and Binky. Sure.
Wow.
Why
Wow.
not?
Yeah, we'll take money equals power, even though it's only a slight damage increase, but there's your damage.
That was a bit of a dirty error.
Wow.
Not gonna lie.
That was real dirty.
Dirty doesn't even describe that. You just redefine the word dirty if we're going to use that. Just wow. That room was probably a little too nuts. But again, now we got Fire already murdering through another boss here with Mama Gertie.
Chunking this boss down, and he's going to be right down there on Womb 2 with him.
Yep. If only Fire had a little bit of mapping or something.
A little bit of mapping would be amazing right now. Or even just an Emperor card, or World card, or Sun card.
Although Barry's
Or
floor
the
does
chest.
look really, really long.
His floor is savage.
Yeah, Barry's floor, I'll
That
capitalize
nice
it here.
little compass
That's
troll at
brutal.
the start. It's like, oh, it's gonna be right here. Nope. Nope. Gotta go all
Yeah.
the
It was
way
like,
around.
Look at
there's
his
no way
map.
it's going to be 2 rooms
There's
down
no way
there.
it's gonna be there, but
But sometimes you've got to live the dream and hope that it's down there. So I respect him for trying it.
The effort is commendable, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It never is, though, let's be real. Very infrequently, I don't think I've ever seen it pop up down there, that one room connector.
Yeah, the only way it'll pop up down there is if the map generation really screws up. It's not
yeah, there would have
supposed
to be
put it
like
that
some
close.
weird loop or something.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It could have been like a nice secret room skip there.
Fire found his boss fight.
Ancient red heart damage right there. But he's sacrificing his devil deal. I feel like he still needs
I think he's just
more
kind
on
of
this
pushing.
Do you
run.
think he
honestly.
needs more, though?
Yeah,
He doesn't necessarily need it to finish for sure, but it would be nice.
he
to
definitely
have him.
needs more compared to this knife.
Yeah, compared to Barry.
Yeah,
Well,
the knife
excuse
is
me, compared
better.
to
Like,
Fire.
you're kind of counting, I think, just on hopefully skipping
Mapping.
speed roll and having mapping make the difference.
Yeah. We'll see if it works out. It could. He could get a completely amazing map while Fire gets terrible maps.
Or,
And
he got another error
or
room.
He got
this.
another error room.
Oh my goodness, all these error rooms off of that undefined. Wow, so he's on up to the chest
I kind
already.
of honestly would have just taken one of the pills down to the next floor and been like 4-day RNG or telepills.
Yeah, why not?
Wouldn't have popped them all there because the telepills in that room would be bad.
I love that the first question I see in chat is, can he skip the cathedral? Boom.
I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to jinx
Right.
it, but yes, by the way.
Yes, you
he
can.
Yes, you
You
can.
can no longer skip the chest though,
Oof.
or loop through the chest, I should say.
This poor
which
room
was
for
something
Fire.
to do with Rebirth.
This
This
room
room
is
for
evil.
Fire and this room for Barry.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm
Barry
surprised
takes
Barry didn't
2
get a
hits in
single
there.
black heart back from killing all those fatty
Yeah,
enemies.
nothing showed up in there. That's crazy.
But he is
Really,
very
really
close to his
ballsy
boss.
plays. Yeah.
Yeah, he's almost there
Oh,
already.
what a terrible, terrible room for Fire, too.
That really is.
Oh, I
Like, he
didn't
may
even
be in
notice
there
he
the
had
rest of the
super
time
triple-
at this
the
rate.
Super envy room. Oh god. Fire could use that Athame.
Oh god, can you imagine in this room? He'd be
That'd be nice
overloaded
for
with
him.
health.
He finally gets some soul hearts. Very
And he also
very.
killed that room in the right order to get a guaranteed soul heart from
Yep,
the blue
yep.
famine. So.
We were talking about that during the practices as well, that if you know the order to kill stuff in the chest, as far as the rooms like you see, like,
Ooh, stray
right
shot
before there.
catches him.
that was cheap. But yeah, if you know the order to kill the enemies in those chest rooms, then you can actually kind of force spawn stuff
Although
like
he
that soul
does
heart.
get a guaranteed heart drop off of this champion Little Horn, I think. As long as it's not half a heart, he should be okay.
And it's half a heart.
It's half a heart. Okay.
Well, he's got Ulges too, so he
Oh, I
literally
didn't
goes in
even
here and
notice.
just
Okay,
tanks the whole
fine.
fight. So that is gonna do it.
Yep, this is not going to last much longer, guys. Fire on Earth, I gotta say, man, like I said, originally, ooh, he's too close. Hold up. Before I finish that sentence. Oh god, yeah, you made it through that. Okay, good.
30 seconds is a long time.
Right. Well, it's an immense amount of time, but you can never tell because I wasn't counting. So, nonetheless, though, like I got to give it up for FireOnEarth. I told him flat out I felt bad for him when I knew what draw he got here because you guys just witnessed how good ThisGuyIsBarry is. Please go give both of these guys a follow. We'll get the link in chat. It's !multi1. Please go give both of these guys a follow. Tell FireOnEarth we are so sorry that was the draw that we gave him because he put everything forth on this one and tried his damnedest. But my god, it's a 3-0 sweep by ThisGuyIsBarry. Go congratulate him as well. And again, make sure to follow them both. You can do it through the team page as well. I would really appreciate that. And on that note, Barry's going to move on. Sadly, FireOnEarth is eliminated from the single elimination tournament here. So Barry still has a chance at the $5,000 prize pool that was sponsored by Twitch, and sadly, we have to say goodbye to Fire once again. That is just sheer dumb luck on that terrible RNG on those first 2 runs, and getting Barry, let's be honest.
I mean, Barry worked for him that last run with that.
He would have had that last run if it were not for those back-to-back error room teleports. Those were crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think he had a way to compete with the knife, so...
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, he had one use of Undefined that took him to an item room. The rest of them were all error rooms. That is rough. That is very hard to compete with.
Yeah, even with that knife, and you saw, he's still already into the chest. It's not like he's throwing down a bad time at all here. I mean, don't take that wrong. It's not like, oh, geez, he's terrible at this. No, God, no. He's throwing a good run down.
That was a very solid run for him.
Exactly, and it's just, man, you cannot compete with instantly teleporting into 4 error rooms and getting right onto the next floor. It's just, that's the inevitability of this game. You're going to get up against something like that sometimes, and today was just that day. So, Fire, again, sorry about that. I don't know what else to say except for, man, sorry for that draw, dude. Like, that was just bad luck on every section of the way there.